had a few messages over the last couple of days since the game has now been and gone, and I think the one that stood out to me the most was someone told me, and you know who you are if you're watching, but someone told me their old man said to them, this was the ultimate 440 on a Sunday game. And I think that's the best way to describe it. It was a win we needed to get. We all expected to get it, and I don't think we ever looked in doubt. You know, we've now won 5 from our last 6 games, which is a pretty handy record on paper. I still think there's, it might be a little bit of a band-aid over the cracks, and there's still plenty we need to work on. But this game was so underwhelming, uninspiring. It was almost a replica of the last game we played against West Coast at the G, and I said similar things. We had chances to really blow them out of the water, and we kept missing easy shots on goal and not taking our opportunities. We were 47 points up midway through the third term, and I think after we kicked 3 really quick goals, I kept thinking to myself, all right, this might be where we start to put the foot down a little bit and show that we can do that to a side, and really blow them away. Because 47 points up, you think, 47 becomes 50 something, 57 becomes 60, and you keep building like that. And I thought that's what was going to happen when we kicked those 3 quick ones. I thought the Eagles would drop their heads here, and this is when we'll take advantage of it. But it just never happened. And West Coast kicked a couple quick goals, and if it wasn't for the Dustin Martin goal after the siren, it would have only been about 32-point win. And even a 38-point win against a side like West Coast and the struggles that they've had, if we're fair dinkum about giving finals a crack and trying to get there, we've got to be better than that against sides like West Coast who have had so many issues all season. We had opportunities when both key defenders were down. At one point, they had McGovern and Tom Barras both down, and we did. I don't think we kicked a single goal while either of those boys weren't on the field. And I'm not saying we deliberately go, they're not on, let's hurt them, but you think it would naturally happen. So that was disappointing. Look, like I said, it was good to get a win, and maybe I shouldn't pick it apart too much, but I just think if we are serious about having a crack, and you look at other teams in our similar situation, the Giants are playing really good footy at the moment and winning games. Carlton have won the last 4 in a row by 50 points, and they've got West Coast this week as well. So that'll be 5 in a row for them, and most likely by a big margin. And you look at what we're doing, and we're winning, and we're ticking them over. And obviously Brisbane's an outlier, I believe, but you look at the way we're going about it, and I don't know, we've had decent leads. Like Freo, we had a good lead, let them come back, just won. Giants had a good lead, let them come back, we just won. St Kilda was probably thereabouts, the right result. And Sydney, I think we probably had a chance again to maybe win by more, but again, the way the game ended up panning out, I'll take just any win. It was more the Freo and GWS games, and then West Coast as well, that I'm looking at there, where I think we should have had bigger wins and be more compelling. But we weren't, and we'll move on, we'll live with it. We've got Hawthorn this weekend at the G, another big chance. And look, whether we make finals or not, I'm not sure. I think if we do make finals, we're not ready for it. I don't think we're a finals looking side. Lynch, since the last video, Tom Lynch has been ruled out for the season, so he won't be around, which is disappointing. And yeah, I just don't think we're quite ready for finals. Even if we do make it, it would be nice to slot in there. I'd still prefer to make finals than not. I just don't think we're ready if we do. So that's my opinion. But I'll get into some of the individual performances that I really enjoyed. The 2 Giants boys, Taranto and Hopper, did really well. Taranto, again, 27 disposals and a game-high 8 clearances. Jacob Hopper, 25 disposals and 7 clearances. Geez, 27 clearances would be unreal. But no, 25 disposals, 7 clearances. My best on ground, and I think Richmond voted him their best on ground as well. But Daniel Rioli, 31 disposals. He went at 97% efficiency, which is just crazy to have 31 disposals. I think he had 2 turnovers, and they must have been the only mistakes he made for the game to have 97% efficiency. He had 5 inside 50s and 556 metres gained. The only thing missing from his game was honestly hitting the scoreboard. So he had an outstanding game. Shea Bolton played all right. He had 23 disposals and then kicked 2 goals for. So you talk about missing shots on goal. I feel like Shea needs to work on his set shots a little bit. I love him as an all-round player. I think everything he brings is outstanding. The set shot is probably what lets him down a little bit as he play, especially when he does go play more forward. And then Dusty, 23 disposals, 2 goals, 2. One was after the siren, junk time a little bit, but had his chance. I thought Noel Bolter was really solid, really, really solid. Marlon Pickett was good. He went really well. Jack Ross continuing to impress week in, week out. Again, we shouldn't be dropping him. He should be holding his spot every week, and I'm glad that he was back there this weekend. I will touch quickly on the Maurice Rioli incident or dramas that we've seen. He got subbed out of the game. If you hadn't seen it, there's the footage of him on the bench, and Ivan Maric is trying to hand him the phone to speak to the coaches, and he's brushing him off and didn't look interested. During the song, Morrison had his head down like this. He wasn't really interested in the song, didn't seem to care. It's not a good look. I don't think that's the right attitude that you want our players bringing, to game day, and especially around your teammates after a win. You want to be more up and about and celebrating each other more so than the individual. I'm happy to see that he's passionate and he does feel that way. He feels emotional and he wants to be involved and he wants to have as much of an impact as he can, and I'm glad that we're seeing that, but I think he's also going to know when and when not to show that kind of emotion. And I think if one of the coaching staff is trying to hand you the phone to talk to the head coach, you take that call. And if we're singing a song, you sing the song and you enjoy it and you reflect in your own time. But I'm glad he's passionate. I am glad he's passionate. I just don't think he displayed it in the right way. And then, wasn't best on ground, but who I thought was really awesome for us was Ivan Soldo. He's only his second hit out for the year in the senior group. He's had his injury problems and then, troubles finding his way into the side. And with Nankervis out, a few of us were probably worried about what was going to happen. But, Soldo came in. He had 47 hit outs, 5 tackles, 7 score involvements, 20 pressure acts for a big man is outstanding. And he kicked a goal. And he probably could have had 2 or 3 goals, to be honest, if he didn't pass one off and, missed another one. So he had his chances in front of goal too, which is really impressive. And I really enjoyed seeing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Short and sharp for this one. Obviously, it's a win we needed to get. Bit underwhelming at the same time, but we'll take it. Every win is going to go a long way for us. We've got some important games coming up. We've got to win the ones that we should be winning, and by should be, obviously West Coast is one, Hawks are next. We've got North later in the year. We should be winning those 3 at a minimum. And then, we've got to find wins over Melbourne, then Saints and Dogs, both at Marvel, and then obviously Port Adelaide in Adelaide. So tough run home. A couple of easy ones, a couple of hard ones, but a good challenge. And if we can look convincing and find some better form, and who knows where we go for this season. Like I said, I still don't think we are ready or will be ready for finals if that is where we end up. But it'll be nice to make it regardless. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But that's pretty much it for the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all your lovely messages. I'm getting a fair few come through on the Instagram, the comments in the YouTube section. It's really encouraging, and I'll appreciate it very, very much. But until the next episode, we'll be doing the Hawks preview. That's right, the Hawks preview. So until then, go Tigers.